ladies and gentlemen, dear Professor Heller, dear Moshe Kantor, dear Vice Presidents of the European Parliament, dear colleagues of the Parliament, dear guests, I'm very moved to be here with you today for our annual Holocaust Remembrance Day, organized by the European Parliament in close cooperation with the European Jewish Congress. I said it already on several occasions. I repeat it today. As a German, born in 1955, I did not live through the darkest times in the history of my country, but the mass murder committed by the Nazis in the name of my nation was the reason I became involved in politics. It was, and it remains to be, for me, the key element of my political engagement. There is a specific responsibility of all Germans until today to repeat, and I repeat it today, and to fight for never again. During the greatest horror mankind has ever known, 6 million innocent people, men, women, children, babies, were killed. They were killed because they were Jewish. In the name of my German nation, Jewish people were forced to endure suffering for which no reparation can be made. The lives lost will be missed forever. The void they left can never be filled. I bow down before the memory of all those who were murdered. I say this as a German, as a politician, and as a father. We must keep the memory alive. Last year, the commemoration ceremony took place at the seat of the concentration camp of Theresienstadt. All participants will remember the view of the children performing the children's opera Brandybar by Hans Krása. The image of these innocent children singing the children's opera against the background of the Terezin graveyard, where the real children were buried, is one of the most violent manifestations of Nazi horror. We must tell our children about the crimes committed in Theresienstadt, in Auschwitz, Birkenau, and elsewhere. We must do so for the sake of our children. We must tell them so that their children will tell the next generation. Remembering hurts, but we must teach our children how this unique crime in human history, these barbaric acts of evil, could happen in one of the most modernized societies of that time. The negotiation of civilization, that was the Shoah, started with ordinary people. Too many allowed the seed of hatred to be planted in their hearts. Too many allowed the hatred to grow. Too many turned a blind eye. Too many stood by silent. We must never allow this to happen again, never again. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, and dear survivors present today here, It is a privilege to be with you. We all are grateful to you, you who did not succumb to devastation, the devastation of the death camps and the devastation of memory. You who survived and chose to live. You who found the strength to tell your story so that your memories will become our shared memory, so that those who do not know come to know, so that those who do not care come to care, so that it will never happen again. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone who walks through the grounds of the concentration camps of Auschwitz or Buchenwald or Theresienstadt, in the shadows of the barbed wires, the guard towers, the barracks, and the crematorium, anyone who sees these pictures that will never leave you must lose faith in humanity. But you, the survivors, you did not give up in humanity. You are an inspiration to all of us. The Bureau of the European Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, decided to invite as our main speaker for this commemoration ceremony Ms. Agnes Heller, who I warmly welcome. Agnes Heller was raised in a Jewish middle-class family in Hungary. Her father, before being deported to Auschwitz and being killed there in 1944, gave assistance to people to emigrate from Nazi Europe. Due to her clear-minded action on several occasions, Agnes Heller and her mother managed to avoid deportation. After the war, Ms. Heller studies philosophy at George Lukács. In 1977, she left Hungary for Australia in 1986, succeeding Hannah Arendt as professor for philosophy in New York. Since then, she is still actively participating in the philosophical and other political debates, both by lecturing and by writing. Ms. Heller's permanent quest to find out how the Holocaust could possibly happen, how can we understand this, how could people do things like this, will be the subject of her contribution to today's commemoration ceremony. It is for me a precious gift that more than 100,000 Jewish people live again in my home country, in Germany. For me, it is a miracle, but it pains me that in today's Europe, Jews again fear for their lives, that they ask themselves, will I be safe going to a synagogue or to a Jewish job? Will my children be safe in a Jewish school? It saddens me deeply, ladies and gentlemen, when young Jewish people are in doubt whether they can raise their children in Europe, whether it is right to stay. Some consider leaving Europe for good because they no longer feel safe. Jewish life is a part of our culture and our identity. Without the Jews, Europe would not be Europe. But to our shame, some have not learned the lessons of the past. Some deny the Holocaust ever happened. They try to convince us that the pain and loss inflicted on innocent victims are illusions, are lies. They are adding insult to injury. And what makes me angry every day is these people are sitting in the parliament here. the Holocaust deniers are elected to the European Parliament. In this Parliament are sitting members, and I raised the point on Holocaust Remembrance Day, speaking about children on the beaches in Turkey as human scum on our beaches. Some insult, threaten, and attack people because they are Jewish or express support for Israel. They desegregate Jewish cemeteries, smear hate speech on the walls of synagogues, and spit on young boys wearing a kippah. We will never allow them to make you outsiders in your own countries. And ladies and gentlemen, others even kill. The brutal attacks in Toulouse, in Brussels, in Paris. Jews are again killed because they were Jews. We pay tribute also today to those killed by hatred and vow to protect the living. It is upon us to fight the return of past demons we believe banned forever, the demons of the antisemitism and the ultra-nationalism, the demons of fanaticism and intolerance. We must fight these demons every step of the way, today and every day. It is upon us to fight for freedom and justice, for democracy and human dignity, today and every day. It is upon us to make sure that every Jew, man, woman, children, babies, the young and the old, feel safe in Europe. Our message is clear. Jewish friends and neighbors, we stand with you against those who spread hatred. Europe is your home, today and every day, and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come together here in Brussels today to mourn the lives that were destroyed, to honor the survivors, and to renew our pledge, never again. Let's not become never again a word like other words, said like other words. Let be it a challenge to all of us that we must fight, that we are living in times where the demons of the past are back. And let's not repeat mistakes made in the past, not to start the fight when it is still possible, and not to wait until it is too late. And therefore, I renew the pledge, never again, today and every day. Thank you very much.